to an A5, but quartering these into A6, and suddenly you're going a long way. You know, that's 240 A6 toppers that you've got here. That's a lot. So it's like a staple that you're not wanting to run out of. So, you know, maybe don't be that room where you think, oh gosh, yeah, completely run out of cards. Run out. Have that staple always in stock, never run out, with only 12 chances. We're in there with one plummet a week. You can see from that little note there that we are giving you one plummet deals. And a one plummet deal means it goes straight down, in this case down to £8.50 on your final low price. Don't let it go, don't miss out. 14p a sheet now at just £8.50. Order on the phone or bid on Hochanda.com. If you are preferring to use the phone though, it's 01733 797 100 to bid on the phone with just our last 2 chances. Now down to 1. Wanda, congratulations.
Price lock.
Nice one, Wanda. You got your final one, and as Matt, our floor manager, wheels in our final auction of the hour. We've got Gina also coming up at 8 o'clock, so another 7 minutes counting down for that. Hayley will be here for your one-day special at 9. That's the Fabric Freedom one-day special also on the way. Nice this actually. You've got full instructions with it as well, and you've got a whole painting kit here with the canvas. 2 painting kits, I should say. Yes, 2 times. Yeah. So you should make that clear now. You've got the 2 different painting kits here. The full canvas. We've unpacked one of them so you can see. But you get in each one, you get a printed canvas, and you get what you're aiming for with your instructions, and your map to guide you. Very clever, very clever systems these. Really nice. $5.16 a kit as well. You've got your paints, you've got your brushes, so it's a full-on kit. We've just unpacked one here, but there's the other one there as well. There's the other one. So you do have 2. Comes with the full canvas. It's a stretched frame as well. So you've got your wooden frame. It's real wooden frame there. Now if I can prove that. There you go, real wooden frame. Stretched canvas. And you've got your stapled over the top. Full instructions for 2 different scenes. It is one plummet week. We are straight in there with one big plummet down to 10.32, but only 13 chances remain. 01733 797 100. No experience needed, as it says on the box. Full instructions. Full tutorial. With an online tutorial guide. Lovely painting kits, if only they came with an online tutorial guide. But they do. And there you've got your pterodactyl in the foreground. So I've just been told it's not a pterodactyl. Seagull. Blackbird. Albatross. Is it an albatross? Albatross. 3 spaces only, so I don't know where I got 5 from. Now down to 2 at 10.32. It's the final auction, I think, of the hour. Our anonymous bidder in London.
Price lock.
Congratulations. Our final auction of the hour at 10.32 there. Gina is on our next live show, so do stay with us. And we've got loads more still to come today also. We are live from the NEC later today, so lots happening. Bye-bye. So yes, the ribbon ruching with Gina B is coming up next. We've got Fabric Freedom, one-day special with Hayley Smith, and also some of Angela Poole's designs on the way.
Hello, I'm Paula, and I'd like to welcome you to the wonderful world of witchcraft. We're situated in this fabulous building called the Corn Exchange, right in the centre of Doncaster, and we've been here about 16 years. We're delighted to be working with Hochanda, bringing you lots of fabulous products and demonstrations, and hopefully lots of inspiration to help you craft along the way. So join us here soon on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Charmaine from Dolly Dimples Crafts, and my passion is in card making and three-dimensional paper crafting pieces. We're a family-run business, and I just love making three-dimensional pieces and things that come to life. As well as using our products for card making, you can also use them for scrapbooking and mixed media, and mixing some of your own products that you've already got in your crafty stash. I'd love you all to join us to watch us on Hochanda and see the demonstrations and the hints and tips that I can bring to you. Great for new crafters and experienced crafters as well. So make sure you don't miss the Dolly Dimples craft shows on Hochanda.
Hello, my name's Stuart and I'm the Managing Director of Oakwood Archer. Oakwood Archer is a family-run business, and my son and my daughter work very hard with me to bring the best craft items to you in the UK. We specialise in high-quality items brought into the UK from all over the world, including brands like Kaisercraft, Stampendous and Impression Obsession. Working with Hochanda is fantastic for us. It gives us the opportunity to bring all of these brands and all of these products from all over the world direct to you, the crafter in the UK. Our products include stamps, dies, papers, buttons, trimmings, ribbons and album making kits. Just about everything you need to be a good crafter. So please don't miss Oakwood Archer shows on Hochanda.
What a lovely introduction there, just to be able to stop and watch and just a nice little introduction, visual introduction there to ruching then. Welcome to you, Gina. So I know I've missed you before, I've not seen your show before, but I know you've been on Hochanda once before.
Yes, that's right, yes, in January.
Yeah, so to anyone that hasn't met you, just sorry to put you on the spot straight away, tell us about yourself, but yeah, just give us a bit of background.
Well, basically I make, design along with my husband tools and kits to create primarily passementerie, which is textile trimmings, and then they sort of go off on tangents from there. We try to bring traditional crafts, but in a way that a modern maker can actually go with it. So it's soft crafts primarily, lots of things to do with thread.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, look, I know you wanted to show us straight away
what ribbon ruching is. Okay, so basically it's gathering up fabric or ribbons, and with our tools you can follow along repeats. Because I've used a dark ribbon, there's no point me actually drawing it out. I've stitched it already, so you can create repeats along. You know that your repeats, as long as you want them to be, will be as it is, and each design creates a different gather and puffy effect. So basically, do a running stitch and then gather it up. And you can see that you're getting shapes. Now that one's gone in, so I just want to manipulate that a little bit so that they all match up.
So pretty. When you catch the light on these sorts of ribbons.
Exactly, exactly. And then, so instead of traditional ribbon work flowers tend to be that you create individual petals. There's the odd one which will use a little bit of gathering, but they tend to be that they create individual flowers. So this, all you need to do is gather it up and then join. And you have a flower, straight away. So it's really, really simple. And each of the tools, as I say, because they each have repeatable designs, each design creates a different effect. So whereas you've got this large part here, on another one you may have a squared off petal or a different shape. This one has a lot of different ones that are just actually made up as it goes. You don't have to follow any instructions, you just have to make your repeats. But you can also manipulate it differently, because what you could do is take it and instead of just joining end to end, you can roll it. So if you roll it,
and get it more,
you'll get more of a bud type of flower.
So that's just from the one design as well.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just the one thing. So each comb has two designs, one on either side, so two edges. In each pack you will have two of these, so you'll effectively have 4 designs. For instance, with this one, it's the same design, but for different, different spaced out and for different ribbon widths. Or you can work it in the middle of a ribbon, the thin one in the middle of a wide ribbon. Or you can work at the edge of a ribbon and then have it larger. Or you can work on fabric.
We'll have a close look at this one in a second as well. So but look at this. You know I'm a big fan of these, don't you?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have actually liked that. That's with a faux leather.
Right.
And so that's gathering it up in the middle of the piece, so that you get different effects that way with it. And I'll show how to do that a little bit later.
Okay, so you will on this hour, because I know you've got 2 hours today, 2 very different hours.
Very different hours, yes, completely different subject matter.
Completely different.
Completely different.
So tune in later on this afternoon with Gina as well. But if there is anything flower ruching or ribbon based that you're after, do it on this show. Make sure that
this
you're here.
This is it,
so lovely effects. I mean, look at this. Look at this little cushion. That could be a pin cushion or a decorative cushion.
I'm really lucky that Anne and Chris on my design team come up with very different things, create very different things when they're doing their designs. So, like that,
this is
embellishments for paper crafting. Really easy to do. You know that it will match. You don't just have to use ribbon, you can just use strips of fabric.
Right.
So when you're cutting fabric and you've got those long strips that you think, oh, I don't know what to do with, you can do this. You can make flowers. You can sort of rough the edge up of the fabric as well, so that it that frayed look.
Shabby chic, but but it's
exactly.
true,
But you'll know that it goes with whatever it is that you're doing. And as I say, you don't have to follow a design. Just make the flowers.
Exactly. Just make them and roll with that. Love the idea of not just using ribbon and using the offcuts and little bits of fabric that you just mentioned there as well, Gina.
Exactly.
But I mean, look, little hair combs and hair clips. You've got notebook covers, purses. You've got the kind of smocking.
The thing is most crafters use flowers at some point. In the same way as most crafters use bows at some point.
It's nice, isn't it?
So to be able to create the flowers, instead of buying these packets of flowers where you're going to use one of that colour, just make the one of that colour that you're going to use. And you can also go further, because of course you can use inks and paints on your ribbons, so that you really colour coordinate to whatever it is that you want to do. So, I mean, it is endless. It is endless.
Just thinking, we've got quite a nice little collection of, like, lace ribbons at home as well. So, like, off-white or white, so get your alcohol markers on them, get your sparkle pens, your Wink of Stella.
That's right. You can do that, and you can also join ribbons. So you could have, if all you have are thin ribbons, join with a decorative join before you do it to make it up to the width that you need. The combs are for 10, 15, 16 millimeter and 25 millimeter. So it depends on the comb, which one the designs are for. Some are very shallow and some are the wider ones.
All right, then we'll jump ahead of us on the website with Gina, because this is it. This is the one show that we've got dedicated to the lovely ribbon working today and the ruching. So you can see your ribbon on there. And you can also see the book as well. Is part of the pick and mix also. Get the pick and mixes. But the combs are also included in a starter kit with your needle, your thread and your ribbons and your instructions, as well as 2 really nice combs to begin with, and then your book there as well. Your project book is $14.99 plus delivery, and it's not just the book that you're getting, it's a whole set with your template as well. We'll get to that in a second. The starter kit, it's a busy option. Nearly 20% of the stock's already gone. It's only 8 minutes into the show, so I'm so pleased for you, Gina, that it's a really popular choice today. What do we get in the starter kit?
Basically you're getting 2 combs in the starter kit, and these combs are not available individually. You're getting 6 meters of ribbon, as close as the cutting.
Combs there. So you've cut the ribbon. Let me just get that second comb here. My nails aren't anywhere near how long they should be.
Use mine.
Oh, brilliant! Thank
that
you.
might be easier.
So you get those 2 different designs. Thank you, Gina. So that's numbers 12 and 28 as well.
And then you get a needle.
Okay.
And you get thread.
Your thread.
Okay, so the only thing that you need is a pair of scissors and something to mark out the design.
Okay.
Now, I tend to use a pencil. Air erasable pens are really good.
Yeah.
Heat erasable, not so good because it's all gathered up. You don't tend to see the lines that you've drawn.
Right. Because once it's in,
it's all gathered in. That's right. It's only if you're doing the looser effects that you see it. So you could use a ballpoint pen. You could just about use anything that you want, really, so long as you can see it.
We should already have a pen at home that's good for that.
Exactly.
And also a pair of scissors that's good for snipping our ribbons and stuff.
That's
like
right.
Embroidery,
That's right.
pair of scissors or something.
And then the instructions tell you how to do everything that you need.
Okay.
Do you want me to bring over mine?
Yeah, go on then. Go. I don't want to spoil this one, but it unfolds basically.
It unfolds, and you've got instructions for the different flowers.
Yeah.
And a few different leaves as well.
Nice.
And then, of course, it's the basic principle, and then there's some in there to manipulate a little bit differently, and telling you, do 3 repeats, do repeats at the edge of a wider ribbon, and so on, so that you get a different look. And so basically, the flowers that are here are the ones that are you've got the instructions for.
So you've got the instructions here, but you've also got the combs there.
You've got the combs to help you make it. And so if you were just doing ruching, straight ruching, so if you wanted to do trim on anything, they would look like this with these combs. Okay. And that's why we've added this throughout. You'll see it throughout the display, so that you can see that each comb does actually create a different pattern when it's all gathered up.
Got it. I mean, they do look lovely. I mean, when you see them made like that in the silky ribbon, they've really come out, and the leaves as well.
Lovely,
they
it's
grow
shiny.
with them
Well, you see, all you need is 1 or 2 repeats of any of them to make a leaf. Just use green.
Yeah, you've got the continuation.
That's right.
Yeah. We like it. It's an amazing little starter kit, this as well, Gina. I'll give you back that as well.
Thank you.
Nearly a quarter of the stock's now gone. It's so busy for this. $14.99 plus delivery. It's a great price for what you're getting. 642,528. And then you've got your project book here, Gina. This is a very generous little kit. It's not just the project book that we're getting.
No, with the project book, which utilises some of the different combs in the range. Okay, so it's
pick and mix.
That's right, not just the ones that come with it, but what you're also getting with it are, should I use that black?
Yeah, you can hold it up on the black
You're
card,
getting 2 combs, but these are different. These have squares and circles, and they're there so that you can use them to mark out traditional ribbon widths with the squares, which is what you would use to make individual leaves.
Yes.
And that's going back to the, the 1880s and 1930s again, when ribbon work was very popular, where they made up the flowers with individual petals. So there's a little section in the book that tells you how to make up these individual petals. That's right. So and that's what this is for. The circles are so that you can get your centers, you can make your buds.
Yes.
You can do those little fabric parts in the middle and learn how to do that as well.
It's all in here, it's all in the book. So you get the book, the project book, and also the two combs. We'll call them combs, but
yes,
they're not
that's
the
right,
traditional wavy comb shape that in the others.
That's
but you've got
right.
your two templates there that are included. I mean, lovely colour photography. This is beautifully made, Gina. This is honestly the time that you've obviously put into here. 30 different styles in here, I think.
Yes,
over 30.
And basically what this is doing is it's giving you instruction to make specific flowers.
You're right.
So you may need to do your stitching a little bit differently than your straightforward. So, but even including things like the little bluebells.
Oh, they're beautiful, the bluebells,
So,
yeah.
and it's showing, it tells you which comb to use. And yeah, obviously.
Yes.
So which one you can use, and then that's great if you're decorating things, and especially garments. And it also tells you things like traditionally using a backing. So that all of the flowers themselves have been stitched onto a backing. Now by doing that, that means that you can remove it. So if you want to do, say you want to do a prom dress, something like that, and you want to do all flowers around the collar, if you do them as a separate, you can take them off while that goes off to be cleaned, and then you put it back on, which is the traditional way. So if you think about Easter bonnets and things like that, they would have been decorated in such a way that they could remove the flowers and put them back. So some of that information is also in the project book.
I love the project book. It's like I say, it's been beautifully produced, that and written by yourself, Gina, of course. So you are getting your project book and your two templates there,
That's
numbers
right.
35 and 36
That's right.
on that. So for your leaves and buds, go for it. So yeah, it's a brilliant starting point to get your starter kit, but also get your project book to take it further. Nearly a quarter of the stock gone here as well, so there's another popular choice. 706-641 to order now on that. Go for it. Have a little look at the website with Gina. You'll be able to order today. Don't miss out on anything, because it is a particularly busy morning as well. Also, you might have noticed the pick and mix on the show. Gina, you've brought some of these back, but there are some brand new, aren't there?
Yes,
there
there
are 5 original ones.
Yes, that's right. And there's 3, 5 pairs. There's 3 brand new today sets, pairs, packs. It's deciding how to actually call each of them. So we have now. I can barely remember. You can do those because you're good at it. They're that new that I can barely remember the name of each in order. Right. This is garland. Okay. So these are slightly more complex designs in the sense of the stitching. You do need to spend a little bit more time stitching because you've got corners, for instance, to go around. But you would be so surprised at the effects that you get when you're using them.
Luckily, you brought these in so you can see.
Exactly, and as you can see, this garland really does suit it, because this can be something that you're using, you know, say in mixed media, or you want to do something around something to border it. Those are really nice for that, because it twists up the ribbon in such a way that's really very unique.
So
it's
borders, frames and things.
That's right, yes.
A theme of something.
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, you still just join around, and there you are. You will get your flowers as well, which is what with the small example, that is always just your basic marked, stitched, gathered and joined. So the two sides, no extra manipulation to go into the flowers that are illustrated on that.
Well, that's your garland option. You're picking any 2 on your pick and mix here. Garland option, it's $13.98. It is to get a pair of your lovely combs to get your different designs. That's the garland option. The next option, I can barely remember as well because I prepped it back to front, is your Carolus as well.
Carolus. Okay, so this one has got the real swirls in it, and as you can see from the ribbon, you have got This is really nice as well on fabric, especially if you double up the you know, do a line and then skip a couple of inches and do another line, and that's where you get some really, really nice effects on that. And as you can see, it goes over lovely flowers, very unique. Yeah, those swirls really form something quite different.
Yeah, yeah, I've said it before, but it's how it catches the light, especially on that silk ribbon. You know,
very,
you're
very
creating
nice.
Beautiful curves with these.
You notice it when you're using something shiny. You do really see the effect as the light catches it.
Yeah, but grunge it up as well. I mean, go over it with a dry brush with paints or something. You know, distress something. You know, play with them. Ink. You know, dust your ink pad over the top.
Yeah.
Do whatever it is. So that's the Carolus as well. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And then the last brand new pair is the Duchess. So here with the Duchess pair. Thank goodness. So every other pair, 5 different pairs that have been on before, but these are the three brand new pairs.
These are the 3 brand new ones, and the Duchess is nice, big, puffy sort of petal shapes. Duchess, because it makes me think of more of the sort of Georgian sort of. Okay. It isn't actually the Georgian ruching. But it gives that. But it just made me think of that. So.
Landed gentry.
Yes, you know. exactly. So you can imagine quite a lot of big puffy sort of garments with it. But as you can see, it.
Always nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. It's for your bigger, your more statement pieces. But as you can see, you've still got something completely different if you're using it as trim on its own.
Yes.
You don't have to join them round and make a flower. And I think that for me is what's really interesting. It's nice. It's playing with the shapes. It's fabric manipulation, really. And you don't do that quite so often, and the things that you could do with it is quite exciting. Okay,
you've got your ribbon here in the satin, but again, play with it in terms of your lace ribbon, your material, any sort of cotton that you've got. Just have a little play. Polycotton sieve and just play with it and see.
It's just different effects, basically. What will happen at the end is just different effects.
Okay, well that's the Duchess. We've spent a little bit longer on the first 3 pairs just because they're brand new, if you're a fan. The remaining 5 that we have here, you've got 5 different pairs. They have been on previously before, but I tell you what, a lot of people are going for the complete collection here. But our next pair is the Rococo. We can zip through these now, Gina.
Yeah, that's fine. Again, it's almost, the pictures sell more than I can say, really.
Yeah.
The Rococo is more of a traditional, original ruching, whereas what you would do in the past is you would mark out your line, and then you would mark out your divisions so that you could do your diagonals, and you would draw out your diagonals. You don't have to do that now. You just use the tool, and then there's your diagonals already sorted out.
You can see any tools, you can see the shapes of them. That's the Rococo there for you. That's the next pair that you could be getting in the pick and mix. This is Sovereign, I think, is it?
Sovereign,
Sovereign, okay.
Now, Sovereign, again, that is back to traditional designs. So, with the one, that is based on what is known as coin ruching, where you would draw a line and then you would draw around a coin and move it over and draw around a coin. So now you've got something a little accurate there, that you know that you're halfway through each time, because the worst thing about coin ruching is your coin doesn't have a line to say where the middle is, and you put it all over the place. And but that is a more these 2 are traditional ruching designs, and so you would see them for Victorian, for instance. You would see these patterns used. Okay, so that's what those ones are.
Thank you. I like the shape that you're getting here on these ones.
Yeah, these are nice.
They're all on the pick and mix, so whichever ones you're going for, it's all good.
I think everyone gets their own favourite as well.
Yeah, you look at because you've gone so much trouble here, Gina, in making them up, and the next one is the Holbein.
Holbein, yes.
Holbein.
Now, the reason I've called that Holbein is because you can get a nice flat petal, and that makes me think of the Tudor rose. And in actual fact, you've got a Tudor rose in the project book, so that you can make a Tudor rose out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's where that comes from.
Right.
So, But as you can see, the petal is squared that you've achieved with one of those.
Yeah, you can see
you've
that.
got the small, and so again, completely different again.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing. While we were working them out, and basically my husband would create different patterns, and I would try them, and then say, no, well that's like that one, and that's like that one, and really play around with them, and that's where it became quite fascinating, is the different ones that you do actually get. It's quite surprising.
Okay, so that's Holbein, and our next pair here, and there's one more after this. This is Baroque, yes.
That one is Baroque, and that one is another with quite puffy petal. And as you can see, you've got the same, on the one comb, you've got the same top and bottom, which means you can do quite a lot of manipulation. You can make things like daffodils and things with that because of the way that it's got the centre part, the top and bottom.
Very nice seeing that, seeing the rounded petals as well there, and getting the good feel for what you can do with your Baroque tools here. 678153, and our final pair is the Venetia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Venetia.
Okay. There we are.
And this one is quite a compact sort of petal, a little bit heart-shaped is how it turns out. So you can actually manipulate that to create something a little bit more heart-shaped.
Quite kaleidoscopic, this one, isn't it?
They're quite full, full, like a rosette almost.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot of petals packed in there for that one there. And our final one, the Venetia, for you getting the numbered tools as well. You can see the numbers, so you can see the full collection. Those are the pairs that we've been through. The last 5 pairs that we just saw have been on previously, but are still very, very new to our channel. And then you've got the other first 3 pairs that we saw, which are brand new. But you can get the complete collection. You can make things like beautiful like this with your lampshade and your bags and your boxes and your decorative bracelets as well. You can get all the designs in the complete collection with a saving $6.93. So it's saving it as if you're not paying for one of them, really, in that way. $6.93 off, making it just $48.99 to get all of the 8 packs of your ribbon ruching tools, and 8 packs means that you're getting 16 different designs, and with those 16 different designs, remember, Gina, what you said about the folding in a different way. You know, you've got so many more than just that.
Exactly. It really is about experimenting and having a play. It's not just folding it and things, it's whether you gather it up really tightly or whether you gather it loosely. That also creates different effects.
Play and have a look. So here's what you're getting hold of. If you're going for that complete collection, you're getting all of these lovely ribbon ruching tools and all of the pairs. 180883 to order now. 2 payments of $24.50 if you'd rather spread the cost on FlexiBuy and make it that way, or do it all in one go. Either way, you do get the saving there of $6.93. Just taking a sip of water. Already noticed a quarter of the stock gone on that big bundle. A quarter of the stock gone. Another big popular one is the book, the project book. Very, very busy indeed on that project book. So order now. In fact, we might as well show you the details on the project book quickly. 40% of the stock on that project book is gone. You get numbers 35 and 36 for your leaves and buds with your templates. And your starter kit, over half the stock gone. Very busy on Gina's show today. Very, very busy indeed. You're getting about 6 meters worth of ribbon there. 2 meters on each little ribbon pack. 6 meters in total about. Order now, it's $14.99, 642528. So Gina, we started the show here with a quick demonstration. Take us back then, please.
Right, so I've already done the stitching on this one, but I will do one in a bit where I start from scratch. But this is one of the flowers that's shown in the starter pack. So each of the combs has a number, and it also has an A and a B either side. So if I ever give instructions and I say that you need to do 4 repeats of 28A, then you know you need the large one. Okay, so that's particularly important when, for instance, on this one it's 28B, but I'm using a wider ribbon than the shape of that, because your instinct will be, oh, I'll go to the ribbon where it goes to either end. I've marked out the repeats at the center of the ribbon.
Yes.
Okay. Now, one thing that I like to do is it's advisable to use, wherever possible, a single length of thread, not a double, because as you're drawing it through, it can tangle a little bit more if you're using a double. Now, sometimes you may need to, depending on the thread that you're using, but if you can, just use it singly on your needle. Also, it's better to start with a couple of back stitches than it is a knot on the end of your thread, because a knot will, chances are, will pull through.
Okay.
I mark on one side, and I like to turn over to do the gathering. It's just something I do. You don't have to. But basically, for your gathering, you pull up. Now, as you can see, because this is at the center of this ribbon, it's creating like a wave either side of it. So that's going to create a different effect again than just if you worked edge to edge. And it gives you something a little bit more flouncy, maybe. So when you're making a flower with this, you're getting something that's got a little bit more, well, it's frilly, isn't it? So what I was saying about gathering tight, you see, if you're gathering up, you can see I've used black thread so that it would show up on TV. And you can, you really can't see it when you gather up tightly. Now, if you want to use an effect where you have to gather it a little more loosely, for instance, that is something you'll do more often with actual fabric. And when you're using trimmings, you'll want to use something, a thread that either matches or is neutral. So if you're using like a grey, because it's in shadow, you won't really notice it. Okay, so it's a nice thing to remember that. Now let me just, the reason that I already did that is because I want to show you how to join it. So we've got, we've decided that's where we're going to be. At that point, work some back stitches again, because what you need to do is you need to hold those gathers in place. Okay? And then, one of the easiest ways to join them is bring it round. You would stitch your right sides together. Now, with most ribbon, that's not really an issue either way, because most people will go for satin ribbons, but obviously if you're using fabrics, you'll have a right and a wrong side. And so that will be important. And then that in itself is your flower. You can just tuck those ends underneath. However, what I also like to do, which just helps to finish it off, is to do a bit of gathering at the center. Okay. And that's basically to draw in the center. And this won't work with every flower, because depending on what flower it is you may want the center to stick up. But this will help to bring the center in. And again, using the black thread is not, I'm doing that so you can see where I'm stitching. And then take that back through to the back. And you can see that you have a flower automatically, and then you can just do a bit of tweaking with your seam to make sure that they join up. And then you have a flower.
So nice.
And it's as simple as that.
And you've just used one side of the comb that you've got in your hand at the
That's
moment.
right, yeah. And that's, but I've used it on a wider ribbon than you would initially for that particular one. And you could leave those puffs sticking up and put a center in there if you want to, like that. And that's just really basic and straightforward.
That's lovely. I mean, I'm so glad that it's basic and straightforward as well.
It is, because, really.
You know, when you watch and you watch as a new viewer or a new crafter, you might think, well, gosh, you know, how do I go from a two-dimensional
exactly.
comb,
it doesn't make sense,
does
template.
it?
It doesn't make much
to a lovely
sense.
3D flower. But to know that it is simple and easy and accessible. You know, and you've got things like these little book covers here with this smocking style of technique with the lovely fold on the faux leather. Great effect, you know, at casting a shadow and creating shapes and creating texture in whether it might be faux leather, normal regular quilting cotton, or if you are going with your silk and your silk ribbons to make lovely flowers, whether it's on a purse, whether it's on a hair clip, whether it's on maybe a piece of MDF or wooden embellishment, whether you're going to go onto your patterned papers and build things up this way, or a topper for a card maybe, that's look lovely, or something upcycled like a little box here. Gina, thank you for bringing in all these examples actually, because it totally brings it all to life.
Yeah,
you know,
as I say, I'm
flowers,
very lucky with Anne and Chris. They come up with some fantastic things for me. They
nice
really do.
Nice one, Anne and Chris. Should we show a little bit more of their work, because we've got the video to show as well.
Yes,
It's only a
lovely.
quick one. It's only about 30 seconds. Enjoy. Love a bit of flower making and ruching, ribbon ruching. Nice to see you this morning. Thank you very much for tuning in. On that last video, you saw some lovely design team and of course Gina's work there in making three-dimensional flowers, you know, bringing something to life, making 3D embellishment and finishing off something really nice. So would you like to have a go? Before we nip back and see Gina in just a moment, very quickly for about a minute or so, we've got a starter kit and we've also got a project book for you. This is the starter kit. It's so busy, so popular. 65% of the stock is gone on it, so it is going very fast and it's heading for a sellout. Gina is, you might have noticed in the planner on the telly, you might have noticed Gina is in later on this afternoon as well. And you might think, oh, I'll tune in then for a bit more ruching, you know, flower making. Actually don't. It's a completely different show later on with Gina. So that means if there is anything vaguely floral or silky worky that you're after, get it in this hour now. Silk worky, I should have said, not silky worky. So you've got your ribbons here that are is examples, because you're getting tools number 12 and 28. Those two tools are included in your starter kit. So these are the styles of border and frame and 3D flowers that you'll be able to make just here. You've also got your thread, your needle, and your 6 meters worth of ribbon. Colours may vary. This is just a selection of what you might receive, but Gina has cut your ribbon to size there. You'll definitely get the 3 different widths, but yeah, colour and your 6 meters worth is there for you. Now nearly 70% of the stock is gone actually on the starter kit. This is a really good section of the starter kit actually on here. You've got your sort of brief introduction into the world of silk work and flower making. On the inside there you've got a few different styles to play with straight away. So grab that, grab your starter kit and enjoy. Do you know somebody who'd love one as well actually? Is there a best friend or somebody that you know who's got a little bit of time looking for a new craft, new hobby maybe? Buy them it. It's a nice little present, $14.99. It's a good sort of buy somebody nice gift. So your project book is over here as well. Half the stock's gone on this. Gina's written it herself. We're so busy on this, honestly. And the actual project book for you is full colour. So I won't spoil everything by just showing you the whole book. Get it home to see it, obviously. But there, just to give an idea and a flavour of the fact this is full colour. This is a really, really nice project book. 30 flower styles at least are in there, over 30 actually, and it does come with these 2 templates. Gina's calling them combs because traditionally they're shaped like a comb, like this. That was one of the other ones. But these are your 2 templates that come with the project book. Don't just work with ribbons. If you want to use organza, you can use organza. If you'd like to use silky ribbon or matte ribbon or different styles of fabric as well. This is nice, sort of crushed velour. I like that. That's. Is it silk velvet? Says Gina. Silk velvet. Love that. Like a lounge suit made out of that. I think. Who cares what it's called? I want a whole suit. So. Sit at home in it, in a onesie. Right, so you've got your project book there. You've got the 2 combs it comes with also, and those are the sort of styles you'll be able to make using it. The leaves and buds, and you can see that there. Just use different colour ribbon, just use different colour fabric, and then the suggestion of a leaf is made. So 706641 to order now on your big project book there. Oh, and then there's the, rather than showing you all the pick and mix and stuff, we'll get back to Gina, but we can tell you about the most popular choice, which is the big bundle of all of your ribbon ruching tools. 40% of the stock's gone on it. It's mighty busy out there. $24.50 today, $24.50 next month to spread the cost. Just to go through your different flowers there, they're Rococo, Duchess as well, or Duchess, Sovereign as well. And then you've got Colbine as well. I hope I'm remembering these right. Baroque, it was the other one. Venetia, and then Garland. And then Carolus is the last one. Yeah, there it is, Carolus, and it's all on there. There's a quick shot of the Baroque and then the Venetia at the very end there also. So yeah, 8 different packs gives you 16 different templates and so many more looks than that as well. 180883 to order now. Gina, you've managed to nab a little bit of faux leather from the one day special.
I have, yeah. I thought, well, we'll have a look and see how this works. I'm using a simpler design than that because that one takes ages. Okay. But what I've used is I've gone with the 10B from the Holbein set, okay? And I've traced around. I know you're not going to be able to see the line too well, but I've just drawn on the reverse of the fabric. So, as I said, the best thing to do is start with a back stitch. On something like this, it's probably advisable to do 2 back stitches because you can never tell how it's going to react. And that you can test and you know that that's going to hold. And then basically all you need to do is do a running stitch. Just get that
Sorry to
tail
interrupt,
out of
but
the way.
if you want that starter kit, it's limited stock now. So just to say, it's limited stock on the starter kit. I didn't want to miss telling you that, 'cause otherwise it'll go without you knowing.
Now, you don't want to do your stitches too close together, too tiny. Simply because if you do, you may find it difficult to draw through, particularly when you're working on fabric. But do experiment, because different length of stitch will create a different design. If you want to be very, very precise, you can count how many stitches you have on each repeat and try to keep it the same all the way through. And that will give you something else as an effect. So you see, there's so much to play around with that you can't even put down in the instructions, because I know that everyone is going to come up with their own ideas anyways. That's right. You can, in the project book, it will say about how you can skip stitches, or for instance, work running stitches on all of these and then skip a repeat to make a different petal shape again. So it really is endless what can be created with regards to fabric manipulation, because that's effectively what you're doing, is fabric manipulation. I mean, if you did this on cotton pieces before your you can make up quilt blocks with them in the center. The thing that you have to remember is you should always do a control piece, because gathering is going to take it in at least 2 times. You're going to need at least 2 times. But each pattern will be different, and how tight you decide to gather it will also be different. So,
but bear in mind your fabric will, in a way, shrink in that way.
That's right.
So
it
if
will.
You're book covering or cushion making or decorating.
I aim to have on my YouTube channel by the end of the week a showing this red one being worked.
Okay.
Yeah, I did film it as I went along, so hopefully it will all turn out and I can get it uploaded. But that also shows you, it will show you at the beginning how to do a control piece, so that you can measure out and figure out how much fabric you need. So I've turned over, and you can just see the lines, and then we'll start to gather. Now, if you're using a really thick thread, such as a thick leather, not thread, fabric, a thick leather, or some of the thicker faux leathers, you may need to pull through individually. Some of the complex designs you need to pull through individually. So, but this one, being a simpler design and very lovely flexible fabric, you can just ease it down.
It's good supple faux leather. Oh, that starter kit's gone already now as well. I hope you got it. I really do. Congratulations on your purchase if you got the starter kit. Hopefully you heeded the warning that it went limited.
And so you see, there is your effect. And with that metallic...
Oh, wow. Yeah, the metallic.
That is awesome.
Really, yeah.
So what you can do with that... I'll turn over, because the first thing that you want to do is you want to hold that in. Once you're happy, you want to hold that in. So again, it's a couple of back stitches, a little knot, whatever will hold that into place for you.
Finishing,
yeah, because basically you just don't want that gather to slip. But as you can see, you're not even seeing the black thread. And then you can just manipulate it a little bit more if you want to. If you want to emphasize any of those puffs and gathers to get your repeats.
Neaten it, if you want to.
So you can just, you can have it as it comes, and I mean that, you can then stretch out.
Yeah.
But you could do that at the front of a handbag or something, just to add a little piece of interest. Patched into something and then carry on from there.
A little bit of texture, a little bit of light catching, you know.
Exactly. So it's not just the flowers. There's a lot of other effects that you can actually get with that.
So, you know, have you got a diary or a recipe book that you want to be making a cover for? That's all you'd need to do. You'd need to get a piece of fabric, sort of guesstimate it in a way, and then now cut to size. And do you know what? It doesn't matter if it doesn't fit exactly. Work it in with something else. But that's your decorative piece.
Exactly. So you could then actually applique that onto something as well. So there's an awful lot that you can do, and I think showing it that way, you can actually see that it isn't just about the ribbons.
It's about absolutely anything you want it to be.
But you see, you could make that if you wanted to. You could make that into a flower anyways, by then further manipulating and bringing it around, or by cutting the edges and then, you know, using that to make your flower.
Get it here and here. And
and still make the flowers in the traditional way as well.
Just trying to think, was that the Holbein's
that was the whole
set
that was Holbein.
So if you're looking on this, what do you call it now, pick and mix, the Holbein pair would be the ones that you're looking for to get that exact look. But that's actually on the complete kit, details of which are on your screen, and pretty much everybody seems to be going for the complete one, actually, to be honest with you. Over half the stock's gone on it. That's where your saving is. It's $6.93, and you get all of them. So you get all 8 packs, which means you get 16 combs or templates here from Gina B. And it's 180883 to order now on it. Spread the cost, $24.50 today, $24.50 next month, if you wish. It's up to you, or in one go. So So on everything, that is all 8 actually, and it's 180883, your item number. So yeah, all 8 of them gives you 16 combs, but they come in pairs, so you can see them here. The first 5 that we can show you are existing. They've been on the show before, but they're still very, very new, so I wouldn't blame you if you hadn't seen them before. And then there's 3 brand new pairs, giving you 6 brand new combs that you've literally never seen before. So these are the first 2 that we wanted to mention. Just to remind myself, these are the Venetia designs. These are number 13 and 19. You've got your A and B side with your 13 and 19. Here they are. Those are the shapes. More to the point, you know, what sort of shaped flowers do they make, I guess? Well, they make the ones just down here in front of us. And the really nice way the packaging is designed is that you can see the curve, you can see the shape on them, actually on the little insert that you get here, a little sort of packaging style, just on the edge there. So that's the Venetia tools 13 and 19. They're on the pick and mix, get them now, or in the big complete bundle. The next pair is the Baroque. This is tools number 11 and 14. Quite a sort of square one on 14 and quite a big wavy one on 11. That's 14, for example, and it's clear. And then that's 11 there for you. So that's your next pair, the Baroque pair, but in the complete collection. So you've got all of them if you get in the complete collection. Next to is the Holbein. These are the ones that Gina just used actually. Makes a nice sort of flat petal, as you can see on this particular design. So it's really your type of flower. What are you looking for on these? The next pair is named Sovereign. On your 2 tools that you're getting with Sovereign, and you're getting quite a rounded flower here with these particular ones. It's not just about the flowers though. If you're making your trims in your borders, that's how they look. And your next one and last one, which are existing, is Rococo. Rococo, very angular frames here. Those are the 2 templates that you're getting with Rococo, sort of teeth or sort of diagonals on those. You can sort of see them when they catch the light. That's making this lovely flower combination just here on Rococo. And if I remember right, is it Duchess? Yes, it is. All right, Duchess. Your Duchess pair is one of the brand new pairs of combs. And with your Duchess, you're marking, you're stitching, you're gathering, you're joining if you want to make a flower. Those are the 2 shapes that you've got for marking. A lot of work gone into these to get them just right. Your next pair is the Carolus, and these are all in the big bundle, so don't worry, but they're all pick and mix as well if you fancy. Carolus gives you this quite fulsome, you can see that full flower with that swirl. It's all about the swirls here. See the pattern of the swirls on the packaging there. But also look at the twists and the swirls here and the way I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it, the Carolus? Really, really nice ribbons, these ones. And your last one is the Garland. So the actual combs for the Garland look quite blocky in the main, don't they? However, your actual flowers themselves are quite rounded, hence the genius of the design. Yeah, it's brilliant. So £6.93 off, making a saving. You're pretty much not paying for one of these, and it's £48.99 today, or £24.50 in 2 payments to spread the cost to get everything we've just seen. £24.50 today, £24.50 next month, literally to get everything we've just seen. 60% of the stock's gone in just this one show with Gina. Gina's latest show today is something completely different, so if you're into your flower making, your ribbon ruching, this is the show to do it on. And you'll need to do something with it as well. So you've got your ribbon on the pick and mix. You're picking any 4 on your 50 metres of ribbons, 3mm gauge, but you're getting 50 metres worth of ribbon on each reel. You're picking 4, so you're getting 200 metres for £10.96. All the colours are on the website. Then you've got the 10mm size, not just the 3mm. But the 10mm is the wider one, 1 centimetre wide, 20 metres on these reels, and of course all the colours are on the website as well. £11.96 for 80 metres worth of 10 mil ribbon. Have a look at the web for everything. So Gina, which template, dare I ask, which comb have you got?
I'm going to use number 7, which is from Sovereign.
Okay.
If I've remembered
That's
correctly.
what I mean. That's why I say dare I ask, because there's a lot to remember with the names.
And I have drawn out 3 of the small repeats on the 16 millimetre ribbon. Okay. And I'm just going to do quick stitching. Now, one thing that I do want to say is that if you have any designs, sorry, I got a bit of a kink in my thread. If you have any of the designs that have a point, so such as this, it's got a point, you are best to make sure that your needle either enters or exits on that point. Otherwise, you're cutting the corner and you're not getting the.
You would have the point.
You're not getting the effect that it's been designed for.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You
it's
might as
all
well have put a curve in.
exactly,
the template,
exactly. Now, obviously, as I say, there's times when you may want to not have it, not use it, but for the actual design as the comb has been created, it's best to do that. And I've used a nice dark ink pen. Sorry, my needle's just come unthreaded. I want to do something fitting for the day here.
Ah, I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day, of course. Very large Irish population in Oundle. When I'm in town with Fee. Just, if in doubt, guess. You know.
Right. So I've done the stitching. So I'll turn it over so you can see that I've done the stitching on there. And then I'm going to gather these up.
This is the magical moment, isn't it? When you do that running stitch, you gather together and you just see what you've made. You see what you've
I'm not going to
created.
gather too tightly.
Oh my gosh, you've done it. It's like a little
Shamrock
style three
petaled shamrock instead of a lucky 4-leaf. But,
Yeah.
but if I wanted to do 4, then I just needed to
could.
add
You just
another
keep-
repeat.
Yeah, keep going. Oh, isn't that lovely?
And then we
Little shamrock rosette.
stitch through at the bottom. And as I
Ooh,
say, you
that's
can just
cute.
manipulate, and that's just
That's,
quickly.
yeah.
That's not with any sort of trying to get everything lined up properly. But as you
Yeah.
can see, it's so easy to make the leaves as well, because that could be a leaf on any
'cause
flower
you've
that
got
you want.
the
Just use your
suggestion,
green.
haven't
That's
you?
right.
It's
It's just a
green.
little bit of something there.
Yeah.
So that with any of the combs, you can always just use 1 or 2 to create 1, 2, 3 to create a leaf.
The look. Oh, and then also with any of the combs, you're using any materials as well.
Exactly, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
don't just think ribbon. Don't just think satin ribbon. I mean, yes, we've got those on the show if you want to get some ribbons in.
Yeah, and with those ones on the show, you join them together, as I showed on that example there, so that you've got the width that you need. So
Okay.
join them together. You can join them, as I've done here, with a decorative stitch, because then if it shows, then it's creating another
in the
bit
middle
of
then.
interest.
Yeah, you've got the tone on tone,
But
haven't
if you want to use a matching thread to join them as well, you can do that. But you can also create some really nice flowers by joining different colours of ribbons side by side to create the width that you need,
Yeah.
so that you will then have, you know, especially if they're close tonal colours, that's also nice.
That's a lovely idea. Imagine
you
so
can
3 different shades of
also-
blue. Oh look, Andy, our director's thinking with only about a minute left to go. He's thinking if he doesn't get a shot of it now,
Yes,
he
it's
might not.
lovely quilt.
Yeah.
And so a good proportion of the flowers on this, almost all of them, have been created using, you know, the felt ones haven't, but any of the ribbon ones have all been created using the tools. And
It's
it's
so
just
nice.
such a nice way to
Yeah.
decorate and do something completely different with it.
It's a good excuse to, you know, on the next project, whether it's a cushion cover, whether it's a quilt or a particular single block in a quilt that you just want to add a bit of a focal point.
You know,
to.
it's also, if you're not very confident with hand stitching, it's one stitch. It's a really nice way to get used to and practiced with sewing.
Yeah, you just get,
because you're just going in and out.
Familiar
it
with
doesn't matter.
needle.
It doesn't have to be neat and tidy because nobody's going to see that because you're going to draw it up tight.
Yeah, it's all pulled in anyway. And then this PowerTex project here, because it doesn't look hard, it looks like soft and frilly on
yes,
on
exactly.
the TV.
And the flowers at the top, again, she's made those using the...
It's so cool, that.
Yeah. It's awesome, isn't it?
It's really, really good. Using the combs. So it all
yeah.
starts here. Starter kit sold out about 15 minutes ago. I'm so sorry to say that if you've just tuned in. But you do have the project book available. You've got the ribbons available. And you've got the combs available as well. So you've got everything you need to get going, potentially, even without the starter kit. But Gina, we'll see you again at 4
Yes,
this
4,
afternoon.
yes.
But a completely different show.
Completely different.
OK, so Philly Boots now with the ribbon ruching and the flower making, because this is the one show for it today. But Gina, we'll see you at 4 o'clock later on this afternoon.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, it's so nice to meet Gina there. Gina's back with you at 4 p.m. today. Join Janice and Hayley. They're coming up next with the Fabric Freedom One Day Special. Angela Poole designs are on later too.
Hello, I'm Hayley, and you might have seen me presenting here at Hochanda. Well, I've always been an avid crafter behind the scenes and have been given the opportunity to share some of my favourite products with you in a monthly show called Handmade by Hayley. So I hope you'll join me, let me inspire you, and maybe you will discover a new craft in the process.
Welcome to Club G45 from Graphic 45, the monthly tutorial kit that allows you to create some of the most beautiful projects by accessing a step-by-step video viewable online. This month's tutorial is a proper gentleman project kit containing board book and desktop photo frame projects. You'll get almost everything you need to create these projects from scratch, including access to this month's step-by-step video tutorial and accompanying project sheet. Simply order yours by purchasing item number 363787 for £49.99 plus your postage packaging from Hochanda.com. Or why not give us a call on 01733 602000 for instant access to this month's Club G45 from Graphic 45.
Hochanda prides itself on its ethos towards the family-run boutique companies that offer the variety that we know you love and appreciate. Following an excellent and extremely positive response to our launch event last year, we'd like to introduce you to even more of your family favourites. Please tune in from 6 p.m. on the 21st to 6 p.m. on the 25th of March to support many of your favourite and also our very loyal family-run businesses that have grown and prospered with Hochanda since our launch in August 2015. We'll be running fantastic prize draws where winners will be drawn live within each hour during our event, giving you opportunities to win prizes worth at least £50 in value. So join us from 6 p.m. on the 21st of March for your family favourites event.
Oh, good morning. I hope you are well. What a lovely day it is outside, Hayley.
Sunny,
it is very, very
sunny.
sunny. It's a day that you want to start some crafting, I think.
Is it?
It is a day where you might want to start some quilting or sewing. And you know what? You need some fabric.
You might do, yes.
And this day will still be the same in about a week's time when you get it delivered. So that's all. How are you this morning, Hayley?
Oh, good, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, I'm really
You've
good.
had something strange for breakfast, obviously.
I always have something strange for breakfast.
Yes, but
I am strange.
good.
Right.
Well, as long as you know. then we're on the same page, and then we're
That's
fine.
got that out of the way. Right, this is your one-day special. It's great to have your company. We've got some fabulous fabrics on the show. We're going to start right here with the one-day special, and you have options. £17.97 is the price.
So,
and there are options of
there are 3 different options, and you get 3 fabrics in each. So you get a ½ metre of each of the 3 colours. This one here, this is the copper option, and the next one we've got is the rose gold. These 3 here, the rose gold, so you're getting the rose gold colour, the kind of really bright gold, and the white. And then your last option is the silver, so you're getting the bright silver, that kind of a darker, steelier pewter colour, and then that one on the end, which has got quite a lot of kind of blue in it, which is really, really nice.
It's very, very soft as well, buttery soft, some might say.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, bless you. So very soft and easy to work with. And the details at the bottom of your screen are for one of the ½ metres. So if you just want one, £9.99. But if you want 3 in the same colourway, you've got 3 choices, it's £17.97.
And this is what if you've just seen the show before, Gina's Hour, this is what she's just used to make one of her lovely ruched examples as well. So it works fantastically with what Gina's just been doing as well.
It is beautiful, it is soft, it is leatherette, and the most
Not
popular
something we
option,
planned, but a happy accident.
Yes. And the most popular option is the copper mix, which is this one just here, the copper mix.
I think this one's my favourite as well. It's this one here. It's this kind of chocolatey brown, but still with that sheen on it. Really, really beautiful.
Gorgeous, isn't it? 796687 is your item number for your one-day special. But as promised, we have got more fabrics for you.
Yes, we did mix it up. Last night we had different fabrics on. We had some glitter fabrics and some denims. Steady. Steady. This isn't stuck down, yes.
Oh.
No, don't touch it, please. I know you want to touch it, but it's probably going to fall off, so don't.
Excuse me? It is a little early for that, Hayley. It's a Sunday morning as well.
Fabric.
Behave.
Okay, so what we've done is we've brought you, because there's so much on this show, and Fabric Freedom do love to absolutely pack a show with different options for you. So what we've got here are some of their quilt kits, and now these are on a flexi buy as well, which I think may have been sneakily on since the last one day special. Before they realise this, take advantage of it.
Yes, please do, please do.
And you've got these are the meadow floral sets that we've got here. So we've got 2 options. We've got the blue, which is the one you can see at the front. So those 5 fabrics there. And what you're getting within the kit is you're getting 5 ½ meters of the fabric, plus you're also getting a quilt pattern as well. So you're getting the whole kind of set. So all you would need to complete your quilt is a piece of batting. I know somewhere on the website we've got our super soft, and that's a real good catch-all for this. And you need a piece of backing fabric, and away you go. You're done.
You know, I love this fabric because you've got different elements in there. You've got the buzzy bees in the middle there, in either the blue or
the purple option at the top. And it's the same way that Fabric Freedom design all of their fabrics. So what they'll do is they'll give you a feature fabric. So in this one, it's this largest print. It's usually the largest print that they have. And then there are elements within that, like the little bees, the little kind of sprigs and twigs that you see there, and the flowers.
I didn't even see that bee in
all
there.
Replicated out into the other fabrics. So everything is designed to work together, and they are all designed in the UK so that they listen to quilters, and they say, and quilters say we want less directional patterns. So they've given you the bees, which is, the bees are going both ways, so you don't need to worry about direction on it. Same with this one. Could be right way up, upside down. Doesn't matter. Same with this one. Can go any way up. So they do listen when you're asking for kind of less directional patterns and smaller patterns, because you can see a lot of the patterns on here are really, really nice and tiny, so you can get a lot in a smaller block, if that's how you like to work.
Love those, and they are available in 2 payments of £15, and we're going to show you the quilt. Because it does come with a pattern. So this is the quilt that you can make when you get home.
A lot of the Fabric Freedom ones are single block patterns. They're larger blocks than maybe you would usually work on. But then, because that's a larger block, your eye is drawn to looking maybe thinking that's a block, or other bits are blocks. So it is quite a nice way to work in that much larger block. And the amount of fabric that you've got there, if you were to do as they've done here and add a white blender into there, then you're going to get that to go probably about 1.5 times the size of the one that we're holding up here.
So this is like a grid system, and of course with all grid systems your eyes always go to the middle, don't they? Fabulous, love that. 2 payments of £15. If you want to go for that, remember you get the pattern as well. You are saving £22. Now, a favourite of mine is coming up right now.
Can we come off the box
yes,
now?
I'll go down.
Well, if we go down together, that's fine.
Oh, OK.
It's just because of this bit, it's floating head, you see.
Ah, OK. So
and I'm not allowed to be floating head, apparently, so...
OK, so we can now come
off the box.
Scott was like a floating head last night on Craft Price Drop, wasn't he? Please go and have a look at that after this show.
Yeah, we might have been messing about last night.
Should we just show you what happened? Because it's Sunday morning and it's all about having a giggle and a cup of tea with us, isn't it?
Yeah.
As well as sewing.
Again, he was kind of taking the mick of me being on the box, so he decided to kneel down for the whole kind of duration when we were at the end of the counter, and then I decided to give him some hair.
Oh dear, it's like a friend of mine. Oh dear,
Is your friend Krusty the Clown?
No. Scott is still a friend of mine as well. Right.
Okay, he was until that point.
Let's move on, because this is a delightful
So this
fabric.
is the Scandi Flora option. Now, we've brought it to you before in the pink option that's at the top here, but the grey option that's down here is brand spanking new. And it's beautiful. I think it's really, really subtle in the grey. And
you've got
again,
different
it's
elements.
that feature fabric, the one that you've got in your hand there, that's the feature fabric. That's the one that is maybe the biggest print and has all of the elements on that you'll see throughout all the others. So the little hearts and the little tulips are kind of running through the designs on here. And then you've got the leaves.
They're tulips. I didn't know that. I thought that was a little pattern. That's gorgeous.
And then you've got the little leaves that are on here. So the little leaves that are like that one there. They're in that paste print fabric, which a paste print is white print on a coloured background. And then you've got the main tulips and things, which you'll see in the next one along. And also those little circular flowers, which you can pick. I'm just see if I can get one that's further across. There you go, little circular flowers that are there, which are in this one and in that final one as well. So everything is there. Everything tones and works together. So all you have to do is maybe put a white with it, or if you can get a darker grey or a yellow that would work, you can put those together with it as well.
Absolutely gorgeous. Love the grey option.
And get it to go much, much further.
Yes, and of course with that you also
it's
get
upside down, dude.
A pattern.
There you go.
To make a quilt, and here it is. Isn't that pretty?
So again, the one that you'll be able to make will be larger than this one, because if you do add that white bit in, you're going to get those to go much, much further.
OK, this is the pink option that we're showing you here. So there's pink or grey. You make your choice. £29 or 99. You don't have to make a choice. You can have both if you want to. It is available on FlexiBuy as well.
That's the thing. It's very similar colours running throughout them as well. So if you did want to work them both together, you absolutely could.
Yeah, you can. £15 is your first payment if you want to go for one of these sets. That will change accordingly if you go for 2 or more. And then we'll take another £15 in April. Can't believe I'm saying April already.
It's bonkers,
That's
isn't it?
Crazy.
So these two, we talked about working those two together. These are designed. These are designed to be worked together, these two, because this is actually one collection of fabrics that we've split into 2 different sets, so that you can have either or you can work them both together. So each set, the way you tell the difference is set 1 has the green fabric in, and set 2 has the grey fabric in. So if you're ordering, set 2 is this one here with the grey, set 1 is this one here with the green in. Beautiful kind of florals, all work really, really well together, and either set that you will get will come with the 4 printed patterns, but will also come with a printed paste print as well.
Oh yeah, lovely.
So
which is this one at the end, and it does have a pattern.
It's very subtle. You can see it better on the camera than we can see it.
Oh, beautiful!
Here. There
fantastic.
You go.
And each of those options comes with this as well. £29 and 99. You're saving £22. I think that's important to look at. It's the quality of the fabric you're getting, and that is a huge saving. And it is also available on FlexiBuy, so £15 today for a set.
I mean, for a good...
And you get a pattern with this as well.
You do get a pattern with it as well. For a good quilting cotton, you're looking anywhere between, at the lower end, £13 a metre. At the higher end, you can be up to £20 a metre for a good quilting cotton.
Fantastic.
So, you know, you're getting a great
Does the
deal
pattern
there.
come with full instructions?
It does come with full instructions, but what you can see here, this quilt's been made with both of those options.
Ah,
so
right,
you can see
okay.
that kind of paste print in there as well, but it's using, you can see the green there from option 1 and the grey in there from option 2. So you can use all of them together and it will still look beautiful.
What a lovely idea. If you do want to go for both of them, then you can do, and you can also buy it on a flexi buy as well. The price will just change if you go for 2 sets. 804424. Right, so we've got some more
These weren't
fabrics.
here last night. I've snuck these in this morning.
These are lovely, aren't they? Very summery.
They are absolutely stunning. And if anybody's had batiks before, I mean, we put the plain ones on all the time, but these are at a different level because
Right.
these are all hand-dyed in Bali, and Bali is renowned for being the best place in the world for
Yeah, it
batiks.
certainly is.
So we've got 6 different examples on here, and I'll need to kind of show you which ones are which. So that one is 1. That is your purple option. And you're really, in these tiny bits, not seeing the full print that's on there. So if I just open some of these up a little bit, you can see there's absolutely fabulous colours running through there. And what's also fantastic about the batiks that come from Bali is the sharpness of the image you get. This I'm going to show you a bit more when we get down to one of the ones where there's a little bit more contrast in it. But usually with a batik, because you're painting in wax,
Yes.
sometimes if this is a slightly different weight to a quilting cotton. This is a slightly closer weave on this one. It's not quite a poplin, it's not quite as light as that, but the weave's a lot closer and the thread's a lot finer, and that means you're getting much sharper, finer detail when they work with the wax on these.
Superb.
So this one I think is even inside out. Yes, it is. There you go. You can see this, the colours are far more striking on the other side, but that's the beauty of these. If you wanted something more subtle, because it's a dye rather than a print, the dye goes all the way through the fabric, so you could have it on the more subtle side if you wanted to.
Great
So
idea.
with this purple set, you're getting 3 patterns, and then you're getting 2 of the ice dyed ones.
Very nice.
So
That is your purple option.
Yep.
£29.99. Again, saving £10. It's a great story to tell when you're talking about your fabrics and what you make. And of course, it can also change what you make when you know the story of the fabric.
Yes, it can. So the next one we're going to do is this one at the front here, because this one's going to show you much more clearly the brilliant detail that you get with the Bali batiks. So if you just have a look up the top here, there are really thin, tiny circles. And that's an incredibly hard thing to do with a wax. And the sharpness that you're getting on, the crispness that you're getting on the points of the flowers and things.
So these
that's
are all
a very, very
hand-dyed
hard. Yes.
And painted with
Yeah.
wax. That's fantastic.
They are absolutely amazing. And as I said, Bali is the one that's renowned for having the best versions of these. And I tried to bring these to you as Craft Yourself Silly a little while ago, and I just couldn't get the price to where I wanted it to be. But
Yes.
because Fabric Freedom are bringing it to us, we can get that amazing price on
Yeah,
these.
you certainly can. You're
'Cause that's
saving
5
£10.
half metres.
5 half metres, £29.99. It is a great price. Beautiful fabric. So those are 2 options there.
Yes, they're 2 options. So that one, I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of the yellow earthy tone.
Earthy tones?
Earthy tones, that'll do. But what I've done, you'll notice with the way I've put them together, when we come to the end and we show you all of them, I've actually put them together so you can see how well they would work together. So if you could work the earthy tones with maybe the pinks. Is this pinks? Yes, that's pinks. Well, I was so conscious of putting them out, I didn't read what was on the bags. And usually they only put numbers on the bags, so you don't know what they've really called them. It's fine, though.
I'm not helping
But
you.
you can see how they... I know you're not. Really not. And you can see how well the purples go
Yes.
into the blues
Yeah.
as well. So this is our next set. This is the blues. And in this one, you've got all patterns in this one. They do vary. Some have some kind of ice-dyed ones in there to tone them in. But just imagine working all those together.
Yeah,
It would be an
gorgeous.
absolutely stunning quilt. And batiks are a fantastic one.
What kind of things would you make out of these?
Oh, I think dressmaking,
Yes.
they'd be absolutely
Yes.
gorgeous for, because
Yeah.
they are so good. You would not want to waste them on like a lining or something you
Okay.
weren't going to see. They are sufficient quality that you could quilt with them.
Okay.
That is absolutely no problem. And people do quilt with them because they're a great catch-all. If you've got some fabrics that kind of don't really match with anything, or you can't get a good plain match with them, these are a fantastic option because there are so many colours within there.
Yes.
I mean,
When
it's
you
not
say
like a
catch-all,
print.
What do you mean?
When I mean catch-all, what I say is if you've got something that you can't match with,
Right.
then
Okay.
these are a really good way of finding something that will match, because you're guaranteed that if you've got something that's purple or bluish, there'll be a blue or a purple
That's a
in
good
one of
idea.
these
Yes.
that will go with it.
Fabulous. So that's your blue option.
Yep, that's your blue option. There's your greens.
There's your greens at
Oh.
the top.
Oh,
And we all,
there we are.
yeah,
There you go.
And we all need our greens, don't we? I like this one. Really, really
Again,
like this one. Very
green
tropical.
is a great one to go with a lot of different projects, because everything goes with green.
Yes.
Just everything goes with green. So you can have these matching with anything. And again, if you've got a really nice, the purples with the greens, or even the blue set you can see next to it with the greens, they would work so well
Yeah,
together.
They are. They're gorgeous.
And
That's
these
your-
ice-dyed ones, the ones with the patterns, beautiful. But the ice-dyed ones are absolutely stunning. I'll open up one of the ones that when we get to the bottom.
Ice-dyed.
Ice-dyed. So the way that they do it is they kind of freeze the dye into ice cubes and then leave it on and let it... Because you can see, look, that kind of watermark effect.
Yes, yes.
That's how they get it.
That's amazing. I love that. That's
See, I know
incredible.
stuff.
It's like mixed media fabric.
It
isn't
is mixed media
It is
fabric.
mixed media fabric. So that's your green, and then we've got another option, which is your grey.
These are a really soft, bluey grey in all of these.
This counter's going to go flying in a minute. These are beautiful, nice and subtle, nice and soft. Oh, that's nice with the flower.
Yeah, there's two with that flower print in there. There's that one, and then the one underneath it, which has just got a slightly different colouring to it, but they all work so well together. And it's 5 of each. It's a ½ metre of each, and these are quite long fabrics as well. I'll open one up when we get up to this end. And then the last option that we've got, so they're the greys. The last option there is the pinks. But you can, if you wanted to work the pinks and the greys together, this is why I've set them out the way that I've set them out, because I think that you can see that you could easily work. I'm tidying it up because they're so beautiful, I can't leave it. You could easily work a couple of bundles like the pinks into the greys, not a problem. The greys into the greens would even work. Even the blues with the contrast, they work. The blues and the pinks work beautifully. The purples and the yellows, I think, create a really striking look, and there's actually quite a lot of pinks in some of the yellow or the earthy tone option that's there. And this is what I mean about an absolutely stunning, that's the wrong way up.
You know, when you open the fabrics up, you see that true pattern in there, and just using that on its own, maybe for the main area of a cushion or a quilt, it is beautiful. And the work that's got into this, hand-dyed as well, with all those different techniques. Again, it's going to be beautiful to work with. £29.99, 100% cotton as well. And you get 5 ½ metre.
Yes, you do.
5 ½ metre. And the width, is that about 54?
No, that'll be about 45.
45.
Yeah, that's 45.
Perfect, perfect. So those are your options, 287,
Did you not know that we've made a new international method of measuring fabric?
What is your international method of measuring fabric?
It's how tall I am. It's based on that.
How tall are you?
Very short.
Is that a contradiction in words? How tall are you?
When you're short,
moving on.
Okay. There we go.
Right, so those are your options for
disasters.
batiks, which are
Still
absolutely stunning. They really, really are. We are now moving over.
Oh, we
to
lost some
another
stuff last night. They are just under here, so I'll quickly flash them if you were looking at them. These were lost last night. So these are the patchwork flowers and the cherry blossom.
Okay.
Unfortunately, went last night.
And this is the Oriental fabric that sold out. Did it sell out?
Yeah, went last night.
Oh, so.
But just letting you know, if you were looking for it, I'm very sorry it's gone.
Oh, you've just had big tease.
We've got to be quick now.
Yes. Oh, sorry about that. You can't actually get hold of that.
It's lovely, but you can't have it anymore. But well done if you got it last night. So these are a lovely option as well. These work kind of have a kind of similar feel to the batik because they're all on this kind of multicoloured base fabric, and then you've got 2 coordinating prints that go with it. They're from the Perfect Palette range, which they class as blenders. So any of those ones that we've seen so far would work. The quilt kits, they would work really, really well with this.
They're beautiful. You've got some options in here. I have my favourite. Do you have a favourite?
I do. I like the grey one because I think grey's very in at the minute and will go with so many different things.
Just ruin the display totally because it's nice to see the effect that you're getting here with the fabric. Just
I'll move these down so we can put that one back on the top.
It's always nice when you see the whole pattern.
It's always nice when you wreck the display. We've spent half an hour making.
I know. I do beg your pardon. But that is gorgeous, isn't it? You can see the effect that you're getting there. So that's got the leaves on there, which is lovely. And then just so Matt can do a little bit more, we'll open up a couple more. Sorry, Matt. But I
Look at his face. Look at his little face.
Sorry, Matt. But it's nice to know
he was out on his uncle's birthday last night, and he's a little bit worse for wear. So you've just made his life worse.
Really? Oh, is it your uncle's birthday, Matt? Oh, happy birthday, Matt's
nobody
uncle.
talked to him.
Happy birthday.
I was chatting to him
Happy
this
birthday,
morning.
Matt's uncle. But that's my favourite. Like that.
Yeah,
really like
really,
that.
really subtle though as well.
But I wanted just to show you what you are getting, and I can quite easily fold them back up. There you go. What's your uncle's name, Jamie? What's your uncle's name, Matt? Nick. Nick. Happy birthday, Nick. Happy birthday, Nick. Your nephew's really good at folding things, so I best just leave that to one side. So you've got your options. You've got grey, you've got your blue, you've got your red. I know you've got your green, and you've got the one at the bottom is beige, even though it's a golden
it's a bit more of a goldy colour, but it's called beige. Who knows?
£15.99 if you want to go for any of those. 794-226. Just to reiterate, this one is called beige, but it is more of a golden yellow. So if you do buy that and you receive it in the post, it is more of a golden yellow, just so you know, but they are calling it beige. Perfect. Right, and then...
There's no D in beige.
What did I just say?
Beige.
Beige. You say it.
Beige.
Beige. Beige. Kids with a B. Beige.
Yeah, there's no D in it, though.
I didn't say beige de. I said beige. Beige. Where's the D? Where's the D?
There isn't one.
I didn't say a D. Beige. You say it.
Beige.
Oh, you're going beige. Beige. There's a G in it. Beige. Oh, you sound like Jane, you do. Honestly. Beige. There's no D in that. Beige. Beige. There's no... Where's the D?
Moving on.
No, tell me where the D is. I'll say it one more time. Tell me where... Beige.
It's like
Beige.
DG, like...
No, beige. Where's the D? Matt, did you hear a D?
Moving on. Fabric. Yes, this fabric, that's exactly there. That's exactly what we're having. That's the basic essentials blender bundle.
That's not me, by the way. That's
we
not
can make it, you.
No.
You ready?
Oh, I've sprayed that. Come on, then.
You need to be lower.
Beige. There's no... I didn't say a D. Anyway, let's look at this.
Okay, so these are fantastic. Again, ones that will go with a lot of different things and a great kind of catch-all fabric for a lot of projects that you'd be looking at. Because what you've got is you've got 5 ones that are all exactly the same colour, but will work together. So you've got the check at the bottom. You've got the dark spots on the white background, the white spots on the dark background, stripes, and the chevrons.
What colour's that?
Grey.
That's all right, then. Right. So that's grey. That's purple. There's no beige, is there? That's green.
That was fine, you see.
And that's blue.
No D, then.
It's beige. Beige. Where's the D? Beige.
You see, it almost sounds like a D before the G.
You know, this is why I was bullied at school.
Oh.
This is why it's hard for me to perform on a television platform. Perform. I feel like I'm performing.
Like a seal.
Let's have a look at the website. There's the web. This is where you can go to find all of your fabrics this morning. We've got some gorgeous sets of fabrics for you on the show. And if you do spend over 60, you get a flexi order. Or actually, yes, we have some items that are on flexi buy already. So if you add those to your basket and add anything else to your basket on top of that, then you can open a flexi order. Oh, that's nice, that flamingo print. Oh, I like that.
You'd like a shirt in that, wouldn't you?
I would. I would, that's very nice. Not a blouse, a shirt. Anyway, I'm actually going to shut up now for the rest of the show, which will please many, many people at home this morning. And I'm going to let you continue, because
we've had... No, we're only having a bit of fun, aren't we?
Beige.
OK.
So what we're going to have a look at?
We're quickly going to have a look at the one day special fabric, and then we're going to move on, because we've still got things to go through on the table.
Yes, we've got lots.
The one day special fabric, a couple of just kind of technical tips with it. So if you are looking, because we turned this out last night, didn't we?
We did, yes.
We turned this out last night to make a handle for a bag, because one of the things you want to kind of bear in mind with this fabric is that it's kind of got a coating on the top of it, and you kind of want to try and avoid using pins. So if I put pins in there, and then when I come to take that out, I'll just take that out. I'm waiting. I'm being very good. There you go. You can see it still leaves a couple of kind of little marks in there. So you want to avoid using pins with it. You want to use clips, or I tend to use big long paper clips with it, because then it doesn't mark it. So, or if you're putting it on as an applique, then again you're going to struggle using things like fusible webbings. The only thing you could do is put the fusible webbing on the back, and then when you come to iron the piece on, iron it back to front.
Yes.
To get that to adhere.
Of course.
It's a little bit more difficult, because obviously usually you would do your positioning on the top. So it's a little bit more difficult to get it lined up. But then as long as you iron it on the back, you don't want to put a hot iron directly onto that surface. Now it will wash fine. You just need to bear in mind under 30 degrees and no tumble dry.
Okay, perfect.
So it will wash perfectly if you want to put that, say, onto a T-shirt or something like that.
And it's got a good stretch in it as well, hasn't it?
It has got a good stretch in it. So if you are going to put it on T-shirts and things, where's my big scissors gone? There we go. If you are going to put it on T-shirts and things, say we were going to put another little heart on. These are massive scissors for small cutting, but never mind. It's going to go.
Very good.
Okay, so this one I've cut so the stretch goes kind of left to right on it, because if you're putting it on a knitted fabric like a T-shirt is jersey, which is knitted fabric rather than woven.
Okay.
So a knitted fabric, when it's knitted, it'll kind of come in kind of stripes. You'll see them on T-shirts and things. You'll kind of have almost little stripes going down if you look at it really, really closely. And that means the stretch on that garment will go left to right.
Okay.
So what you want to do is when you put your items on, you want to make sure that the stretch is going in the same direction as the stretch of the fabric that it's on.
And that's easy to see on the leather.
So with this you can really easily see if I pull it that way, that one's got more stretch than if I pull it that way. So if I was going to put this onto a garment, my stretch is kind of in the wrong direction, because there's no stretch there, but there's quite a lot of stretch.
And do you know something, Kelly? There's no cracking, is there?
No, you can stretch it as much as you like.
It's really nice and soft and very good to work with.
No cracks. No cracks. Another couple of tips with this. If you are using a normal sewing machine with a normal machine foot, then what you're going to need to do is pop a bit of masking tape on the back of there. Obviously you don't want to cover up the area where the needle's going to go through. So with this one, I've actually used satin stitch foot. You can see this one's got a little kind of channel in the back to allow the stitches to go through. And I would just pop a little bit on that side.
We did say you might be able to use some washi tape as well.
Yes, washi tape would be fine on this. Anything that's going to reduce the friction and the stickiness, because if I'll take this off and then I'll stick. Right, so it doesn't look pretty, but it will do the trick, because if I go and get that other bit back and I put this on it, it will slide across. If I go and get another foot see. Oh, come here. There you go. That's the normal foot that comes with this machine. If I try and push it across, it's kind of gripping.
Yeah.
Because the smoothness of the metal wants to kind of latch on to the stickiness of the fabric. It's not stickiness, it's kind of it's almost got kind of just got a bit of a grip to it. And because that's got a rougher, flatter, matte surface, it's allowing it to glide, whereas the shiny surface kind of wants to grip a little bit.
Perfect.
So
Great
that's
tip.
top tip. If you haven't got something like Teflon foot, then a little bit of masking tape or washi tape on the back, that will sort that out.
If you've got any questions for Hayley, please do email in studio@hochanda.com or leave your questions or inspirations on Facebook. And it'd be really nice to hear from you.
One more thing is, what you'll notice is when we've made a handle from this and we've turned it back out, it wants to kind of spring back round. You can see it's kind of just curled itself up and is springing itself back round. What you then need to do is fold that out. So you've split the seam and folded it out, and then you're going to top stitch that down. And I would top stitch both sides of this. So I would top stitch down this edge and then top stitch that edge to flat, because if I leave that again, it's gonna spring back out. So I would top stitch both edges to get a nice flat piece.
Is there any particular stitch that you would recommend size-wise for that kind of fabric?
Well,
you're making holes in it.
If you're doing something like that, where you're attaching it to a different fabric, what you'll find is a smaller stitch is generally better.
Yeah.
For something like that, because we looked at it earlier about adding it to maybe soft furnishings and adding it to curtains, because it does move so nicely. You could add that to the top of the curtain, and have its normal kind of pleats within there, and they would stay quite comfortably because this is so soft. If you're adding it to, if you're sewing it to itself, then it doesn't matter so much, because what you'll find is if you're adding it to a different type of fabric and it's not a particularly heavy type of fabric, then what you'll find is it will almost act, without a specialist foot on, it will almost act like a gathering foot, and it'll kind of create pleats, which we showed you last night. It was kind of creating pleats, so a slightly smaller stitch will stop that from happening.
Perfect.
Okay, so we have done that. Now we can do the rest of the bits.
Yes, so that is your
here.
one-day special. Details on your screen for that. You are saving £12. The price of your one-day special will be going back up at 6 o'clock tonight. If you want to go back up, yes, to £29.97.
Oh, not that. I was looking for that last night. That's my roller foot.
Is it?
And that's exactly the foot that I brought to work with this and then couldn't find it. Because it's got a, I'll just show you again. See? That's with nothing on. Sticky. Roller foot.
Oh.
Straight across the top. And then that's your alternative if you haven't got a roller foot. Still a little bit, hard to move across.
But your roller foot would be better. That's very good.
That's what I was looking for last night. Damn it.
Every day's a school day. Right. Oh, sorry for any swearing on the show. On a Sunday morning. Right.
I didn't think it was a thing until you said it. It's beige all over again.
Beige. I can't hear a D. I cannot. Beige.
We'll play it back.
Beige. That's with a D.
We'll play it back.
Beige.
Stop it.
There's no D in it.
Stop it.
Beige. Oh. Where's the D? Look. Bay. J. There's no D.
Beige, yeah. Beige.
Beige. I can't hear a D in there. Beige.
It's got really weird now.
Beige. Oh, now Jimmy Director says he's hearing my D.
Pre-cuts. Pre-cut fabrics. I'm ignoring you, and I'm going to talk about these fabrics.
Right. Yeah, it has.
Okay.
Let's take a look
We've got
at
loads of
fabrics.
pre-cuts.
I do apologise, but it's really booking me now.
We have loads of fantastic pre-cuts. And
Yes,
that's one
we
of
do.
the things that Fabric Freedom do ever so well.
Where should we start? Here?
I'm going to start with this one.
Okay.
And I'm just going to shuffle this to the side because I need extra space for this one.
Okay.
So, this one is the Sunflower Pack. Now, most of the ones that we get from Fabric Freedom have, are based around their collections. They have 5 fabrics in, and those 5 fabrics repeat 8 times, and then there's 2 extras of usually something else. But with this one, which is a Sunflower Pack, you're actually getting, this just keeps going and going, this one. I'm going to put those on the top because I know they don't have pairs. This one, you're getting 14 different fabrics.
Now that reminds me of someone's very famous tea party.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, little Alice. I don't know why, but with all the different flowers and the parts in the middle, the checkered boards.
See, but they work so well. If I put them between those, they work so well just to break it up a little bit. And you've got 3 different kind of whole sets here. So you've got the kind of bluey set, you've got the kind of beigey, creamy set, and then you've got the black set as well. So you've got loads to go at here, and getting 14 different ones in rather than your usual kind of, you know, 5 or 6.
Yes.
It's great. It's great. Gives a lot of opportunity there.
It's a great price as well. Look at that. You're saving £5. It's only £9.99 if you want to get that. 42 5x5-inch squares. 525112.
And we've been through, you know, loads of demonstrations in the past about what to do with chart. Oh no, I've put it over here. It belongs there.
Yes.
Ta-da, that's so neat.
Would you like that one next?
Yes. Now, we've been talking about batiks. This is the style of batik that I usually bring to you on the Craft Yourself Silly shows. And this is, again, one of those ones that if you've got something that doesn't quite match, these work really well because they are kind of plain, but enough to them that if you've got a colour that's difficult to match, you'll find something that will work with this. So there are 10 different colours in there. So you've got the red and the pink, you've got the light purple, orange, black, that beautiful bright green, the kind of sandy, light brown colour. You've got yellow, cream, the darker brown as well. So you've got loads and loads of colours in there to play with.
That is lovely.
You're getting 10 different colours and you are getting 4 of each, I think. 42 and a couple of spares.
Oh, 42 and a couple of spares. £9.99 again for that particular one. 695-446. You might not want to check out your basket just yet because we've got more for you on the show.
We have.
Would you like?
The ones over that side, over the far side, they all have a matching charm pack. So that there's 3 rolls that are on that little stack there.
I'll move across.
Shuffle, shuffle.
I'm shuffling.
Shuffle.
Shall I start with this one?
Right, so that one is the Heritage Floral.
Yes.
And I had, it's on the back of your chair actually. There's a quilt made from that one.
Oh, right, I'll
on
pick
the
that
back
up
of
in a
your chair,
moment.
so you'll be able to see the patterns a little bit more clearly.
Yep.
So that one, you can get either the roll, or you can get the charm pack, or if you wanted to, why not have both? So you've got the roll on the side of your screen,
yes,
and the charm pack along the bottom there.
Well done. Yes, £11.99 for your charm pack. You've got £14.99 if you want to go for your Swiss roll. And just to show you the patterns here. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is lovely. Which way up does it go? Let me just turn that the right way. Is that the right way? Yeah. Don't hold that up. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I really, really like that one.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful
really,
design.
really cute.
Very nice.
Yeah, so that one actually is done with 3-inch squares, so that if you were going to use the jelly roll to do that, you'd be able to do exactly the same thing, but they'd just be a little bit narrower, because that finished size is 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
Obviously, that one hasn't been sewn in, so you're going to have to lose 1/4 inch either side for your seam allowance, so that would give you kind of 2-inch squares if you wanted to use it for
lovely fabrics, lovely patterns, really, really nice. Love that. So details on your screen at the moment for the charm pack and also for the Swiss roll as well. You can go for both if you want to, and then you know, if you are topping up your basket, if it is £60 or more, you'll only pay £30 a day because we'll split the cost into 2 for you. Right, that's that particular set. Let me place that back
and then
on there.
The next one down is Dream a Little Dream. Now, if you grab the charm pack for me, that one's already split up into, so we can show you all the different patterns within
I'll
there.
hand that back to Hayley. There you go.
So this one, as we said before, Fabric Freedom always do a feature fabric. So the feature fabric in this one I will put on the top. So you've got your 1, 2, 3, 4 fabrics there, and then your feature fabric that goes with it and ties it all together. So the feature fabric has got this kind of paisley design on the background, which is this one here. It's just kind of changed the colourway because it's quite a light creamy colour on the back, and then it's pink on here, which just kind of lifts it out a little bit and makes the pattern a little clearer. You've got the purple background, which kind of ties in with those dream catchers on there, and then echoes all of those shapes that you can see.
Love
So
that.
everything ties in. And then you've got your feathers. Obviously, there's loads of the feathers on the main pattern, and they're all over here, and then you've got the arrows as well.
I think that'll make a lovely quilt for the bedroom with it being a dream catcher. Absolutely love that. Now, the Swiss roll for your Dream Little Dream, half the stock gone. Half the stock gone, and the details are at the bottom of your screen. It's $12.99, and if you want to go for the charm pack as well, that's only $9.99. So that is an excellent price. Really, really like the colours in that. Love the patterns as well. 806970 is your item number if you want to go for that one, which is fabulous. Now we've got another charm pack that Hayley's got, and we're going to run through that for you. So much fabric, and you know, it's great to be with Hayley. Because not only does she point out your errors in talking and speaking, no, you know so much.
I just feel I can't use the word anymore now.
No, you know
everything will have to be cream.
Yes, but you know so much about your fabrics, but also I learned from you about patterns and matching and feature fabrics, and that's really nice to know, isn't it?
I mean, my demonstrations generally are more on the technical side than, you know, here's a nice block, put it together. It's more on the technicalities of it, because that's kind of what I know more of. So there are plenty of other people who can sew you a lovely bag.
Well, it's nice to know that, you know, the technical aspects of choosing colours and patterns, and you know, different ways of putting that together.
There, that's the right way around now. Splendid. So this is the purple option of the Oriental Floral. I have the blue one here. I'll just pop that out at the top there. You might be able to, hang on, shuffling. There you go. Everything all in together. So again, feature fabric that's got those kind of big statement patterns on. And then underneath there, you're taking all of those smaller elements out and repeating them into other bits. And the gilding on this one, usually that's quite an expensive thing to do. And I would expect it to be way more than $9.99, way more than $14.99 even, for the actual initial pack.
When you say gilding...
Okay, so the gold that's on here, the way that fabric processing works is you would print a plain piece of fabric. So this one here, for example, this one would be the plain print on the background, but then it would go back through a secondary process to get those gold bits put on.
Yes.
And that's why generally any fabrics with gilding or gold or silver or bronze or any kind of shiny sparkly effect on is a more expensive fabric, because it's it's a whole second process. So it's, again, it takes more time, it takes more money to do it.
Fabulous.
So that's why at that price it is very, very good. So we've actually got another sample there that's right next to you.
Oh,
this uses the jelly roll, the Swiss roll.
Okay. Now,
and it also uses the backing that we had on the NEC the other day.
Right.
So if you,
we've got these on the show, the backing panels.
We have.
That you can buy.
This uses the jelly roll in a slightly different way, because we've done loads of demos recently on how to use the charm squares. Okay. But the jelly roll, Swiss roll, freedom roll, whatever you want to call it, this is another way that you can use it.
Shall I hand this over to you?
And the way that it's used, you're right, you can keep it if you like.
Okay.
It takes those strips and irons them. Well, you have to iron them in half. It's not magic. Iron them in half. Mind you, it was magic, because I had a lovely helper.
Did you?
Who ironed all mine in half.
Who was that?
It was Matt.
Oh.
Not Matt, presenter Matt. My Matt.
Your Matt.
Or not floor manager Matt either. My Matt.
Your Matt.
There's a lot of Matts.
Yeah. And not a doormat either.
He ironed them all in half for me, and then I sewed it together.
Oh, that's fabulous.
And it's essentially like quilting by numbers.
Yes.
That is.
Yes.
You came up with an excellent phrase this morning, which was quilting by numbers.
Quilting by numbers.
Which is exactly what it is. And we've got another example in... There's one that's using the blue, doing a slightly different design, and then you've got one. I'm not sure that we've got that actual pattern on the show, but we've certainly got the backing, the one that gives you the kind of twisted log cabin
Just
design
to show you,
as well.
There you go. Quilting by numbers. Fabulous. Now, we do have a set of 3, as you can see on the screen, £22.97. They'll be dispatched from the 19th of March.
Yes, because we had them on Thursday at the NEC, and unfortunately those ones sold out, so it just takes us another couple of days to print some
Well, it's not long
extras.
to wait, not long to wait at all. No. And you've also got them individually, if you want, at the bottom of the screen, if you want to choose the log cabin or pineapple. Is it log cabin, pineapple?
Right. Pineapple is the purpley one you've got.
Yes.
Log cabin is this one that we've been working on here, and what this is on, we'll show you a couple of bits and pieces of what you need to do with this one. And then the spiral cabin is the one that you've got there.
What a fabulous idea. What a fabulous idea.
There's a couple of different techniques we'll show you to work with them. So one is the folding in half, and then that one uses a slightly different technique again.
Okay, fantastic. If you do want to go for those, details on your screen, or head to the website. Right,
Sorry, I just needed to move those out.
What are we going to take a look at next?
Okay, so let's use that Swiss roll that we have. The one that's we've got the blue version of that, the Oriental flowers. So I've got strips here. There you go, and we're going to do this one. So with this one, because I'm top stitching it, because the example you've got, I've left those loose, so it's got an awful lot of texture. With this one, these have been top stitched down. Now, what that means in terms of the construction of it, again, very technical, what it means in terms of the construction is I can be a bit stingier with my fabric on this one than I can be on that one. Okay. If I was wanting to leave those edges open, I would need to go completely side to side on that block, because I wouldn't be attaching anything. Ooh, let me just line that one out and line this one out. So if I was leaving them as open pieces, because there would be a risk of this kind of, if I'd cut it shorter, if I'd left it there and it was underneath here, I'd be stitching along the bottom there and down the side here, and that would mean that that would be free to kind of pop out if I didn't stitch it down. So that's why with that one you have to be a little bit more generous, and rather than where those lines are marked, go right to the edge of the full square. Because I'm doing this one where I'm top stitching it, I can be a little bit more stingy and I can go line to line on this one. So what I've been doing is using the 5 different colours that are within here, because if you had 4 you would always end up with the same one on the same side.
Yes.
But because this has got 5, I'm kind of always rotating the colour round by one every time I go round. So I'm putting them up, let me just put them in order. So,
would you recommend that, to rotate, or does it not really matter? It
doesn't really matter. I mean, you could have it so it went on the opposite side.
Okay.
And it's up to you how you want to kind of put the design together. But I'm just going at what would look like when it was finished completely random.
Yes.
But it isn't actually completely random because I'm actually rotating those colours round.
Right.
So you can see I started with the light blue flowers there. And then the next one I put on was the little fans. Then the darker blue flowers. Then the kind of blender strip, then that big feature panel. So again, I've gone back round. So that started with my light blue, then my fans, then my dark blue. So my next one I'm going to put on is that blender one there. And because we're top stitching this down, we can go edge to edge. There's no measuring required in this. It is just kind of simply line it up and cut. But if your sewing machine's in the way, you have to maybe come around the side a bit. Try not to get your hair in.
If your fabric goes over a little bit, it doesn't really matter.
They're going to... No, I thought they were going to cut to the other one. Where see the ridiculous position I've got myself in trying to measure this. Thank you. There you go. It's close enough. This is the thing. You don't need massive accuracy for this. So if you maybe have lost a little bit of dexterity, this is a really nice way to quilt, because you're not needing to be very accurate with rotary cutters and things. And everybody knows I'm not a fan of rotary cutters.
Are you not? Why?
Because I've nearly cut my finger off twice.
Ooh, okay.
So I don't like them. Don't like it.
Do be careful using any scissors.
Yes, do be very careful.
Cutters.
Okay, so let's turn the speed down a little bit and drop that needle. So I'm lining up the edge of that folded piece, the raw edge of the folded piece, with the line that's printed on the backing.
Could you do this by hand, Hayley?
You could, yeah, of course you could. Everything's there. I mean, there's nothing massively complicated about it, and all you're doing is putting the next piece in. So number 9 is the one I'm working on now. Number 10 is my next one, and I just keep following the numbers. That's all I'm going to do. So I'm not very worried about cutting off and leaving loose threads, because they're all encased, so nothing's going to come undone there either. And then I'm just going to come back the other way, attaching that. I'm just going to pop that thread through the bottom, and then just top stitching this along this side. And just to keep my top stitching nice and even, I'm using the edge of the inside edge of the foot there against the edge of the fabric, so just lining it up and top stitching that, so it's going to kind of remain even every time I do it.
And I guess the cotton that you're using is going to be blue, and you'll run that throughout?
Yes. Well, I originally started this one in orange.
Oh, okay.
Just so people could see what I was doing, but then because we were top stitching it, I've swapped it out to blue so it looks a little bit more coordinated. And now I just keep going round. So I've done 9. That was my last fabric. The big feature fabric is my next one to go in. So I can go there to there.
Is there a general rule with quilting that your cotton either matches the fabric or that it makes it quite prominent so you can actually see the stitch?
Quilt police will tell you it must be, if you're stitching in cotton, they exist. I've met them. I've also met the patchwork police as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just, you can be at exhibitions and shows and things, and people come around and just like to tell you you're doing it wrong. But I think if it works for you...
Yes.
Then it's not, if you're enjoying it and it works for you and you're getting the results you want, it's not wrong.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, it should be about, you know, yes, if you're at the, you know, Royal College of Needlework or whatever, then yeah, there's probably a wrong way to do it. But if you're just doing it for pleasure, fine, do what you like, get on with it.
Just like talking, really, and words. You know, if you feel confident, just go for it.
I'm feeling really bad now.
Don't feel bad. I'm going to have some electrocution lessons after the show.
Electrocution?
I mean...
You did that on purpose?
Of course I did.
Oh, dear. Okay, so again, dead simple. It's all short straight lines this, so there's nothing kind of massively taxing in it, but you do get big results. And if you wanted to do something that was a little more fancy, instead of the straight lines on here, what you could do is you could put a decorative stitch on. So, seeing as this is a sample one and we're not that bothered, ooh, what do you fancy?
A decorative stitch?
Yeah, let's have a decorative stitch.
What fabrics have we got?
I've got the flap up, so I can have a look.
Can we? Yeah, let's have a look. You've got flowers, haven't you? Have you got anything
I have got some floral stuff. Okay. Let me have a look here. And let's go with number 20. 20. There you go.
Yeah, that's nice.
Now, before I go ahead and do that, because this is sort of a directional stitch, before I go ahead and stitch it, I just want to double check which way up my stitches are, because depending on the machine that you have, some will stitch to the left, some will stitch to the right. So I'm just going to run off a little quick row of stitches so I know that on this particular stitch it's got a straight edge. It's got a straight edge to the right of my needle, and the actual pattern's going to be to the left. Okay. So that's fine. If I'm happy with it that way round, that's perfect, and we can crack on. So I just need to bear that in mind then, as I'm working round my piece, that the decorative stitch always goes to the same side. And that's, again, one of the things you may want to do if you're kind of, you know, looking to do something more adventurous.
Now, with the decorative stitch, another question, we've got the blue cotton that we're running throughout, so it's going to be quite subtle. Because the fabrics themselves are quite busy, you wouldn't necessarily use another colour cotton to make it stand out, or
you
would you,
could do if you wanted to. It would be entirely up to you what you wanted, what was your kind of personal preference. I've got the kind of coordinating blue one here, and I'm actually using one of the Marathon rayon embroidery threads on here, just because there's no great pressure on here. There's, you know, it's not creating any tension. It's not something that's going to be a join or a point where there's going to be, you know, something's going to be put under stress and be pulled apart. So I'm happy to use the more decorative thread on this. Oh, I should have pulled that across.
You could use a decorative stitch every third or every fourth or every
You could,
second.
yeah, it doesn't have to be on every single one. There we go. That went a bit skew-iff at the bottom there. But you can see, to attach that with something different, so maybe you didn't want to have it as a straight stitch, you can put something more decorative on there and make that project even more, what is a quite fairly simple, straightforward project, into something even nicer by using because all of these machines nowadays have got decorative stitches on them somewhere, and it's really nice to actually use them for something.
Yeah, these panels are fabulous, aren't they? It gives you a chance to practice your quilting, gives you a chance to do something quite accurately as well.
Chuck me the other one, and we'll show you the slightly different techniques. We've only got about 4 or 5 minutes, but
actually we've got 2 minutes left on the show.
Oh, right, I'll do it quick then. Okay, let me just see where we're up to. Right, we need this side. Because what I've been doing with this one is I've been using the opposite. These have got opposites. They've got positive and negative fabrics here. So there's one. You see them there?
Yes.
And it's kind of the opposite to it. And the way this one works is you go and you have a look. Which one have I just done? I've just done number 22. So I'm looking for number 23 there.
Okay.
So I'm going to mark out my starting point just by folding that fabric back and marking it. So put a big cross on so we can see what I'm doing. There you go, there's my starting point there. And then I'm going to look for my finishing point. So I'm going to take that across and it'll be there where it goes to 24. 24 is my next one, so that's my next starting point. And if I just fold that over, you can just see it there. And I'm going to mark that again with my pen. Nice big cross. 1 minute, that's fine. We can do 1 minute as long as I can find the piece of fabric I need.
So if you don't get anything finished in this show, Hayley will be back at 1 o'clock today. Am I with you then at 1?
I don't know. It would be lovely to have you back, Janice.
Okay.
She's like, eh. So what I then need to do is just iron back a little seam allowance on here. So I would turn that back and just press that seam allowance in. Is my iron on? Oh, what? We'll do this properly in the next hour.
Yes, I think so. I think we need...
So that would then be lined up on the inside of there. So we take that cross, we try and hit this point where it crosses, and that one there.
Perfect.
Fold it out, stitch it, fold it back over. But we'll do a proper... We'll do that as first demo in the next hour.
We will. We'll do that at 1 o'clock. Thank you so much, Hayley. Thank you.
No problem.
And please check out your baskets. See you in a minute. Right, we've got Angela Poole coming up next, Sewing Online live at the NEC, and then we've got Crafting with Clarity, also live at the NEC.
Are you wanting to shop till you drop, or pick up some inspiring hints and tips from your favourite experts from the world of craft? Do you need to restock your crafting stash? If the answer is yes, then head off to the Creative Craft Show. Receive your buy one get one half price tickets when you use code EV160. So why not treat yourself and a friend to a fantastic day out?
Would you like to improve your crafting techniques by watching and crafting along with your favourite Hochanda guest demonstrators, all from the comfort of your own home? If the answer is yes, then we are very excited to invite you to Craft Along, where you, our presenters and guests, will create an amazing array of projects throughout the year. So tune in, be inspired and create with Craft Along, your monthly crafting workshop.
Welcome to Club G45 from Graphic 45. The monthly tutorial kit that allows you to create some of the most beautiful projects by accessing a step-by-step video viewable online. This month's tutorial is a proper gentleman project kit containing board book and desktop photo frame projects. You'll get almost everything you need to create these projects from scratch, including access to this month's step-by-step video tutorial and accompanying project sheet. Simply order yours by purchasing item number 363787 for £49.99 plus your postage packaging from Hochanda.com. or why not give us a call on 01733 60 2000 for instant access to this month's Club G45 from Graphic 45.
Well, that's it. If they ever remake the movie Twins, I'll be Danny DeVito. 2 guesses for who's going to play Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nice to see you, Rich.
Nice
welcome
to see you,
back.
Yeah,
say welcome back. We've not done a show yet together, have we?
No.
But lovely to have your company again, because we've met behind the scenes. We've seen you on days when you've come to visit. To those that have not met you before, Rich, give us a bit of background, please.
Well, I'm very lucky to be working with my partner in business and in life, Angela, and she is an absolute talent, Matt. I think
creative.
she is. She blows me away with the things that she creates. You know, she'll start with just a sketch, and she'll go and make an entire collection. You know, the dye, our main product for sort of the last 2 collections, has just been this one. Yeah, that's right, the big A4 one, the Magic Windows dye. She literally just she had the concept from an idea a long time ago, if you remember her telling you, and with the help of our business partner Katie, a very lovely friend and business partner, we created the Magic Windows dye. Some credit also goes to her husband as well, who was a genius on maths.
You see, that's what you need,
Yes,
don't you?
yes.
The Magic Windows die. Should we choose a sample that shows it off brilliantly? So, just grab your favourite choice for now. Yeah,
my favourite choice I'll show you in a bit, because I'm a real fan of blue and white sort of vintage patterns.
Okay,
but this is a really nice one from a very early stage.
And I hesitate to say basic, but it's a good one to just choose to show the slider as you move it around there. You get this wonderful floral display in the Magic Windows. So the die that you've just seen, the one that's kind of shaped a bit like a propeller, a bit like a bit like an opened out elements to it, like a big top at a circus. That's the way it cuts and works, and it's genius. It's a really, really good concept.
We're so proud of it, man. So proud of it.
I thought I couldn't have you mention it if I didn't show it there.
Fine, it's literally in this artwork collection. It was all hand drawn by Angela, and then watercoloured, and then Katie turns it into a physical digital product for the DVD and the stamps and everything else.
Which is there.
So we work really well as a triangle. You know, we all do.
It's a team.
Yeah. So it's really good.
It's really good. But it all starts with Angela's amazing inception of the idea, then, which is embodied on the DVD down here, the DVD-ROM. You get the stamps in the bundle here, as well as your main Magic Windows slider reveal die set. But what's this one down here then?
Well, you haven't seen that one before, Matt. I don't think. This is an addition.
Okay.
We're very keen on using material where possible, and this is a tab die set. And if I can show you just a little board back here, Matt.
Should we grab this one? Yeah. Okay, here we go.
This is the tab die set, so it actually contains these tab dies here, which actually allow you to personalise and actually even make more unique cards. If I'm just going to lean in here, one of my favourites is the little butterfly.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
So and these are actually made from spare material from within the main die set.
So you're not even using extra cardstock or anything else.
We're not using extra metal to create the die.
Extra metal. I see.
So that's clever. We're doing. Katie managed to find a way to actually use the spare space to actually create an additional product, and it does make the cards a lot more beautiful, more than they already are, and it also gives you a little bit of strength. I'm quite heavy-handed, I think is the word, and it actually gives the tab a little bit more strength.
So, given the different tabs, then you've got one over here which is shaped like a little
butterfly. Yeah, my favourite one.
You've got one up here which is like a little collection of hearts. I see.
Yes. A scalloped edge just here.
There.
That one's very popular as well.
Yeah.
And then we've got some little elements here which can actually, so if you want to put a ribbon
in, you'd overlay these.
You can actually put, we've got one here, you can actually put a little ribbon in, so actually to give a, which is just showing over here, with a scalloped edge.
That's brilliant. So tie the ribbon in, you've got a little bit extra there to be able to grab onto on the tab.
Also, as an additional product item, if you were doing a colour coordinated, maybe a reveal of a boy or a girl, or a wedding invitation or something.
You've got the
you've got a little bit of a little bit of extra.
This is a really good value, big bundle. This, so you get the whole tab die set, which I've not seen before, so it is new to us here. You've got the amazing Magic Windows die set just here. These are huge stamps, actually.
It's a full A4 set, Matt.
Obviously, they're designed and shaped to sized rather, to work with your magic windows.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, can I grab this board to show them? Actually?
Katie has literally used as much space as humanly possible to get the maximum amount of stamps onto the A4 sheet. So, and again, I'll be doing some stamping in my first demo today to actually show you how some of this works.
Okay.
So yes,
we can see that there with the different layers.
Yes, you layer it up.
Really lovely effect with it. Don't
I'm going to be doing that. Angela and Katie do a lot of heat embossing as well. Some of the design team do some heat embossing.
Yeah.
A little bit beyond my technical skills, so I'm not going to be doing a bit of heat embossing today.
I don't say that. Yeah,
so,
you will.
I'll probably use the heat gun to blow things off the side.
Yeah,
is the honest answer. So,
yeah. We've got to get a good bit of heat embossing. Can't go wrong. And I know you can do it, Rich. So on the DVD, you've got over 800 printable elements on that DVD-ROM just down there.
It's actually gone up to 1,200 now.
Is it 1,200 now?
It's over 1,200. Yeah.
But I knew it was a lot because I've got sort of two big stacks here. I'm gonna go for it, Rich. I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna grab one because there's two here.
It's quite heavy.
But double this. Don't worry about me, Rich. Don't worry about me. I want to get this across on the. Whoa, yeah. Right then, imagine. You don't have to imagine anymore because I've got it here in front of you. Two stacks that big. Two.
Yep.
That's over 1,000 printable elements just on that one.
There's actually a little bit more because to do some of the demos for today, I actually pinched a few sheets out of the stack.
So it's even missing a few.
It's missing a few sheets.
Look at this. Look at how the table's actually bowing under the pressure as well. And love it. Right,
we haven't printed it on any special card. It's printed on just a standard card. So literally, it's the same card used by an existing greeting card company.
So really, nice stuff. That right then. Let's put that one back together. So you get so much on this bundle. All of those over 1,000 printable elements, they're all on that DVD-ROM there. You get this massive, clear, high-quality photopolymer stamp sheet. You've also got your tabs set and then the magic slider die. All of that included in the bundle with an £8 saving today, making it just £67.96 to make some lovely, lovely cards that we'll look at through the show. In fact, let's have a look at some now, Rich. Have you got any more that you want to show us?
I'll show you this one, Matt, because I'm a massive fan of the old-style pottery you used to get with the white and the blue patterns.
Yeah.
So this one, to me, this one really sort of highlights that sort of like old vintage style that you would normally see in maybe your auntie's house or your grand's house. There was a name for it, but I could never quite remember it. And I think there's a couple of different designs, but
beginning with W, that one.
That's the one. Yeah. So, but I'm a massive fan of the crisp, clear blue and the white.
Yeah, looking good on that one. Any others that you wanted to show us?
This one is just going to show you one with some heat embossing. I'll let you have that one, Matt. I've got them upside down. Sorry.
Thank you. That's all right. Don't say sorry. Done nothing wrong. That way round, yeah.
Where's the tab? No, flip him.
Oh no, it's there.
Yeah, there he is. So this is one that they've actually done some heat embossing on because they've used the stamp set to create a border, and then used embossing powders to sort of give it a three-dimensional touch.
Yeah, it's a great example.
And again, it's stamped from the photopolymer stamp set. So
yeah, the stamp set that you're getting in this kit, it's on FlexiBuy as well, 33.98 to order now. Any more samples? Just actually, I've got a couple hiding back here, Rich, to be honest with you. So if you're just using the papers, just using the DVD-ROM, I guess you
the
can make that.
DVD-ROM's got some different outlines on it. So this outline is actually, I think it's one of the what we're calling there's the very sort of shadow work. So there's three different prints on there. There's very bold.
Yeah.
There's very sort of middle ground. I think.
Grab that. Grab that. I remember seeing that before the show.
There you go.
Here we go. Yeah, you get no line, some line, and a black line.
I'm fairly confident this one is done with the no line.
Right.
Yes, it is. And then obviously it's been coloured in using, I believe, watercolour pencils.
So on your DVD-ROM, you've got loads of artwork then like this, and you can barely see the outline on the no line, but it's there. It's very, very faint, and it is indeed there, we promise. So nice little set. You're getting so much to get your teeth into and create with here. If you love your florals, you love that sort of buds and blooms design, it's £8 off, $33.98 today, $33.98